Hey, welcome back. This is FreeCodeCamp. Um, we're going to be doing responsive web design certification. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. It's great. Roomy. All right, so right now we are working on accessibility. So learn accessibility by building a quiz. And this is going to be step 41. All right, step 41. Do not forget to give your form a submit button with the text send. Okay, so let's go to the bottom of our form, and then we're going to make a button. Text send type is going to be equal to submit. Value is going to be equal to send. Check. All right, now we've got a send button down there. All right, on to step 42. Two final semantic HTML elements for this project are the footer and the address elements. The footer element contains a collection, or sorry, the footer element is a container for the collection of the content that is related to the page, and the address element is a container for the contact information for the author of the page. After the main element, all right, this is my main. So after that, add one footer element and nest one address element within it. Okay. All right. So that's it for step 42. On to step 43. Within the address element, add the following. FreeCodeCamp BR, San Francisco, California. All right. Copy. The BR tags will allow each part of the address to be on its own line. Okay. That's it for step 43. On to 44. Okay, we'll just wait until this is over. All right. Step 44. The address element does not have to contain a physical geographical location. It can be used to provide a link to the subject. Wrap a link around the text FreeCodeCamp and set its location to that. Okay. All right. Link is an anchor tag. Ref is the address that it goes to when you click on that. And yep, now it's in there as a link. All right, step 45, back to styling the page. Select the list elements within the navigation bar and give them the following styles. So nav li, and it's going to be BFDF E2. Okay. Margin 0, 0.2. Okay. Padding 0.2 rem and display block. All right. Right, so that's how we select the list elements in the navigation. So step 46, on the topic of visual accessibility, contrast between elements is a key factor. For example, the contrast between the text and the background of the heading should be at least 4.5 to 1. Change the font color of all the anchor elements within the list elements. Okay. So change the font color of all of the anchor elements within the list. Okay, so li anchor color uh, dfd f df df e2. Oh, there we go. Check. All right, congratulations, your code passes. Submit and go to the next challenge. To make the navigation buttons look more like typical buttons, remove the underline from the anchor tags. Color inherit. Mm, all right. So we're gonna have to, let's see something. We're gonna have to figure out how to remove an underline. Okay. Text decoration, none. Okay. Oh, right. You should use either nav ULLI hover. Oh, sorry, I didn't do the next thing. Then create a new selector targeting the navigation list elements. Okay. Nav. Okay. So that when the cursor hovers over them, the hover is up here. The background color and text color are switched and the cursor becomes a pointer. Right. So this is what the background color is going to be. Okay. Uh, this is what that's going to be. Pretty sure. Copy. Yep. Cool. All right. And then what else do I have to do? Background color and the text color switched, and the cursor becomes a pointer. I don't remember how to make the cursor a pointer. The cursor property to pointer for CSS. How to change the cursor when hovering. Applying the cursor property to the page element. Okay, so we'll try cursor pointer. Sorry, you should have nav ULLI hover. That's what I have, nav ULLI hover. Or just have nav li. Alright. Hmm. Okay, so I guessed that correctly. So, let's see. It's gotta have something to do with this. You should give hovered li elements a color of. All right. 1B, 1B, 32. Alright, so I guess I just had the color wrong? That's what I'm thinking. Alright, submit and continue. Step 48. Tidy up the header by using Flexbox to put space between the children and vertically center them. Then fix the header to the top of the viewport. So, display flex. Justify content space. Yeah, I think that's it. And then fix the header to the top of the viewport. I think that's it. Let's see. Align item center. Oops. Oh, not sticky. It should be fixed. Okay. Top. Okay. Top. The top CSS property sets the vertical position uh, of a positioned element. This inset property has no effect on non-positioned elements. Okay. Top 0. I am absolutely positioned. Top E for EM. I am absolutely positioned. Top 10%. Top 20 pixels. Okay. All right, so that's the difference between that. All right, on to step 49. When the screen width is small, the H1 does not wrap its text contents. Sorry. Now it should. Align the text for the H1 element in the center. And give the main padding such that student info section there can be fully seen. All right. Step 50. On small screens, the unordered list in the navigation bar overflows the right side of the screen. To fix this by using Flexbox to wrap the UL content and then set the following CSS properties to correctly align the text. Okay. Display flex, justify content space evenly. Okay. So how do I wrap UL using Flexbox? How to wrap. To make them wrap once they are too wide, add the flex wrap property with a value of wrap. Okay. Padding inline start. 0. Okay. Give the UL an align items center. Oh, align items center. All right. That's what it wanted. So, like most of the time when you don't know something, as long as you know how to ask Google, you can find it like I've been doing right away. And then if you don't even want to search that, you can go right to MDM Web Docs and search MDM Web Docs is fantastic. All right. Step 51. All right. Step 51. Set the width of the section elements to 80% of their parent container. Okay. So we'll make a section selector, width 80%. Okay. Then use margin to center the section, adding 10 pixels to the bottom margin. Mm, mm, how to use margin to center on an element. Okay, use margin auto. W3 schools is also good. Use margin auto. Margin left, margin right, margin. I can't ever remember the order it goes in when you're trying to put all of the, you know, CSS margin. Margin top, margin bottom, margin right, margin left. Shorthand, that's the one I'm looking for. 25 right, so top right, bottom is the third one, and then left. So let's go back and see if I can do that. So was it top right, bottom, and then left? So auto, 10 pixels, auto. Hop. So the first one should be 10 pixels. So let's do 10 pixels, auto. Margin top of 0. Margin bottom should be 10. Max width. All right, so max width of 600 pixels. Okay. All right, there we go. That's it for step 51. On to step 52. Replace the top margin of the H2 elements. Okay. So margin top is going to be 0. And then it's going to be 60 pixels. Let's try that out. All right, on to step 53. Step 53. Add padding to the top and left of the info elements. So dot info. Set the other values to 0. So in margin, it was top right, bottom left. And this is asking me top and left. Top, right, bottom left. Okay. So top, right, bottom, left. All right. Good deal. So that's going to be step 53. On to step 54. All right, step 54. Give the form row elements top margin and left and right padding. Okay. Top. All right. And then left and right padding. Top, right and left, so second and fourth. Then increase the font size for all input elements. You could use an input selector. Oh, that's right. You should use a form row selector to target the form row elements. Oh, so input should be separate, and the font size should be in the inputs. All right, that's it. On to step 55. All right, font size 16 pixels. So I made them bigger, but they changed it to 16 to make it look more uniform. All right, to make the first section look more in line, target only the input elements within the info. So dot info and input. Set their width to 50% and left align their text. Okay. Right, that's it for step 55. On to step 56. Target all label elements within the info. Okay. And set their width to 10%. And make it so they don't take up. Make it so they do not take up less than 55% pixels. Mm, all right. All right, step 57, to align input boxes with each other, create a new rule set that targets all input and label elements within the info. Set the display to inline block. Also align the label element text to the right. Mm, Info label. Oh, input. There we go. Step 58. To neaten the dot question block, class, elements, set up the following CSS properties. Okay. Text align. It's going to be left. Display. Going to be block. Width. Going to be 100%. Margin top is going to be 20 pixels. Padding top is going to be 5 pixels. All right, that's it for step 58. On to 59. Okay. Step 59, make the paragraph elements appear as a higher priority with the following CSS properties. Okay. Step 60, it is useful to see the default border around the field set elements during development. However, it might not be the style that you want. Remove the border and bottom padding from the dot question elements. Okay. And all right, that's it for 60. On to 61. While the UL and LI, so unordered list and list elements, are great at providing bullets for list items, your radio buttons don't need them. You can control what the bullets look like with list style properties. For example, you can turn your bullets into circles with the following. UL list style circle. Remove the default styling for the dot answers lists. By setting its style to none. Okay. and remove the unordered list padding. All right. On to step 62. Give the submit button a FreeCodeCamp style design with the following CSS properties. So, all right. I'll choose select elements of a certain type. Class selector selects HTML elements with specific class attributes. To select elements with a specific class, targets elements of a specific type. CSS type selector matches elements nodes. In other words, it selects all elements that are given a type within a document. Okay, yeah, that's what I want to know how to do. Type selector, color red. Style properties, background color, span. Oh, okay. But we're selecting a button of a certain type. I mean, this will probably work if I just put all this in button, because I think is there only one button? I mean, there's only one button, so this will probably work. I mean, that works. But if we had more than one button, does that work too? Let's go back. So, just out of curiosity, it doesn't like it. Well, let's see what it makes it in the next step. So this works, and then if we go forward, it just had it as a button. Okay, so we did it right. Just wait through this. We're almost there. I think there's only 67 or 68 steps in this one, so we're almost done with the building of a quiz tutorial. Pretty cool. All right. Ask me later. Step 63. Set the footer background color to that. To A40. Let's take a look at the footer. Nice. And use Flexbox to horizontally center the text. Display, flex, line, items. Oh, flex, direction. Justify content center. All right, there we go. Next. So I just needed to do justify content. I didn't need to do flex direction. All right. Step 64. Now we cannot read the text, so target the footer and the anchor element within. Okay. Footer, anchor, color. Let's add a contrast. So let's go to the nav. There we go. Should be adequate contrast. Footer or footer A? I used footer A. Okay. I guess I should do font color. That's what I did. Maybe I'll choose a different color. Let's try this one. All right. I was just trying to target the anchors. Let's see if this will work without it. Mm, I guess I'll try this. Copy. I guess I'll do this. There we go. I guess it wanted me to do both. Okay, that makes sense. Step 65, horizontally center all of the text within the address element and add some padding. So, address. All right. Step 66. Clicking on the navigation link should jump the viewport to the relevant selection. However, this jumping can be disorienting for some users. Select all elements. Okay. And set scroll behavior to smooth. All right, on to the next step. Step 67. Certain types of motion-based animations cause discomfort for some users. In particular, people with vestibular disorders have sensitivity to certain motion triggers. The @media rule has a media feature called prefers reduced motion to set CSS based on the user's preferences. It can take one of the following values: reduced or no preference. @media feature value selector styles. So prefers reduced motion, and the value would be reduce. Okay. Wrap the style rule. Okay. That sets scroll behavior smooth within an @media @rule. Prefers reduced motion, has no preference. So @media. Prefers reduced motion. All right. So that's what we did. We did the scrolling behavior of everything to smooth. @media prefers reduced motion to no preference. Okay. Step 67. And I think this is the last step. Finally, the navigation accessibility can be improved by providing keyboard shortcuts. The access key attribute accepts a space-separated list of access keys. For example, button type equals submit. Access key equals S. Submit. Give each of the navigation links a single letter access key. Okay. Just give it one at a time and then copy and paste. Um, access key. I. Okay, I. For info. It's going to be H for HTML. And it's going to be C for CSS. We'll check. That's it. Your code passes. Submit the code to continue. And I think that's the completion of this thing. Let's see. All right. We have successfully completed the Learn Accessibility by building a quiz. So next we're going to be doing the tribute page in on next video to come. And the tribute page, okay, that's it right there. So I had previously done this, but in the next video I will delete it and start from scratch. All right. So we will continue with our tribute page next time. Thanks for joining us for the rest of learn accessibility by building a quiz. I'll see you next time.